All right, there are 5 huge takeaways and super important takeaways from Michigan's victory over Ohio State. Okay, Michigan beats Ohio State. A couple days has passed, and I mean, it just keeps getting better and better the more I think about it. And so I came up with 5 super important takeaways from this and what it means and kind of future, even this year, kind of, and then long term, what this victory means and just how big it was, because it was big in the moment, but as more time goes by, it's like, man, this is so huge. So here are the 5 most important takeaways from this victory. Number 1. We just get the victory. I mean, we won't spend a lot of time on this, but just get the monkey off our back. Finally, just win. And it's harder. It was apparent it was going to get harder and harder to win. Just like your Harbaugh second guessed. Are these players any good? Do they want to win this game? Do they take it serious? All those questions that just add up, and it's like, man, we just needed to win one time to just get things kind of back on our side, get things going, so we got that done. Number 2 is Harbaugh has his swagger back. So this is like vintage Harbaugh after the game, making comments about Ryan Day, about how this is only the beginning, and don't know if he meant just like of the season, how we still got a lot to play for, or if he was talking about the rivalry. Harbaugh, what makes him so good, and the thing, he's quirky, he's weird, and he was kind of getting away from that, so it's kind of cool to see him being back to taking shots. He's just like, he doesn't care. So that is what was cool to see, and just kind of Harbaugh maybe going forward, just kind of back to himself and get that energy back within the program that we need. Number 3 big takeaway is just winning this game keeps your season alive, keeps you in the spotlight. Might have some guys invited to New York for the Heisman. So we just it just helps recruiting. It just can't not help recruiting, where we have Big Ten Championship, then we can go on to the BCS, or we can go on to the College Football Playoff. I mean, it's just like everything is in front of us. There's more spotlight, and it can only help recruiting. And it's just the energy that we needed, that we haven't had in so many years. And we've been so good and been able to hang in there without winning this game. And the recruiting that it's going to bring, it just has to be a positive, and it's just a huge takeaway, because recruiting is the lifeblood of college football. So the more we can be out there, it's just awesome to have that bump in recruiting that we're going to get. Number 4 is Ryan Day now really has a lot of pressure on him that he's never had, because the first couple of years he's here, that's Urban Meyer's guys, Urban Meyer's culture. It's all on him now. And as a Michigan fan, this is big, because we just didn't, I mean, those Urban Meyer teams were just absurd. And, it was just like, we would have to have a perfect game plan, our best team we've ever had. We almost did it in 2016, but like, that's the type of team you would need to compete with Urban Meyer's Ohio State teams. And so now it's like, man, does Ryan Day, still a very good coach, obviously, but if he could just, take it down a couple notches from where Urban was, to give us a shot like this every year. I mean, that was just a juggernaut of a team back when Urban Meyer had him for those 4, 5, 6 years or whatever. And it's just like, man, it was so discouraging. Now it's like, just give us a crack. I mean, Ohio State's can continue to be very good year in and year out, but just give us a crack there. So it's like, man, Ryan Day is not Urban Meyer, so there's going to be a window there, or a little crack that we can get in. We can win some games like we did this week, and it's just like, oh man, this would be awesome if we could just not those Urban Meyer like juggernaut teams, and more Ryan Day. Hey, really good, but we got a game every year. That'd be awesome, be huge. And the final important takeaway is the Michigan fan base is finally just like in this, loving this team, loving Harbaugh. It's like we all deep down knew that Harbaugh was really good, and that ultimately if you can't win this game, it really impacts everything, because you can't lose games in the beginning of the season. You can't lose games in the middle of the season, because you got Ohio State at the end, who you're never going to beat. I mean, it's just constantly was something. And Michigan fans are frustrated, and so when you're frustrated, it's like, get rid of Harbaugh. I don't know, who are we going to get? I don't know, but we got to get rid of Harbaugh. And it's just, now we're kind of all united, going to Indy, going on there to College Football Playoff, hopefully, if we can get that win. And so we're just kind of, as a fan base, all back together, all on the same page, and happy for everyone and happy for the group. And, this is just what you get year to year, is you can get a run like this, and we're kind of getting it, and it just changed like that with beating Ohio State. So the final takeaway is that the fan base is in, and it's something that we can really build on going forward, and just kind of excited for the program as a whole, especially coming off of last year's COVID season where we didn't do very well. It was COVID, it was weird, and now this year, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we're just playing so well, beat Ohio State, and now go to the Big Ten championship game. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one.